Hey guys, welcome back to Dev Motion, and today we're going to be reviewing the new Superman Mech versus Lex Luthor set from LEGO. And I'm pretty excited about this set, considering it's been 8 years since we last got a Superman set from LEGO, and it's been Batman consistently since then. And I'm just really excited that, LEGO's branching out, and it's not just Batman anymore, thanks to the new DCU, which is hopefully making LEGO a bit more, strongly about DC and continuing the DC brand. So let's open this up and have a closer look. And here is the set all built up and out of the packaging. So I think it's pretty obvious that the figures are the most important part of the set. And the build is kind of, a Superman mech is cool and all, but let's take a closer look at the figures first, because that's the real deal. That's like the meat and potatoes. And here is the new 2025 Superman figure. As you can see, he's got a new torso. It's a lot different from the old one, which I'll show you in a minute. But just taking a look at the figure, he has the, swoop hair. He doesn't get the Superman curl. And he also has a different face print from what Superman usually gets. And I don't prefer the smile because it doesn't really look like Superman to me. But I do like the heat vision face, as I think that's, how Superman looks when he's using his heat vision. He's like concentrating almost. And yeah, I think it just looks like a good heat vision face compared to the old Henry Cavill one, which I'll also compare in a minute. Yeah, the torso is pretty great. It's got a different Superman symbol. It's a bit more curved and rounded. And he has his belt with the loops, which kind of doesn't make sense considering he doesn't have his underpants on. So where do the loops come from? But that's okay. I think it's still a pretty great looking figure. And then turning it around, you get some back printing. And I think it's pretty obvious the inspiration is from David Cornsweet's Superman, so the James Gunn movie that's coming out pretty soon. So yeah, it's the Superman figure, and here he is compared to the rest of the Supermen. And here are the rest of the Supermen. So you obviously have the classic, and then you have the Justice League one, or the Snyderverse Superman. And, technically you can call these, like, you have your Reeves Superman, you have Cornsweet, and you have Cavill. So you could technically make your own Superman league, I guess. But unlike these two figures, the new Superman gets only one whole cape, where these two have the two whole capes. We have to put them over each other to connect them. And I think compared to these figures, he's really good. And yeah, I hope this is the new design that they use, because it's a really good looking figure. And some people were wondering what this new one looks like with, the underpants and the legs of this one. So I'm just gonna swap those out real quick. So here is what he looks like with that on. The reds don't match, to be fair. And yeah, well, actually, yeah, they do. They do match. Yeah. So yeah, the reds match. This one's a bit off color, the loops on this one. But yeah, they look pretty good, and definitely looks like David Cornsweet's Superman. Only if he had boot printing, which would be great. But I don't have any legs I could swap out. But yeah, pretty happy with this figure. I think it looks really good, and definitely a highlight of the set. But let's get to my favorite figure of the set, the Lex Luthor. Man, what a great figure. This is an amazing figure. I love the printing on this one. It looks amazing. So removing his accessories, you can see the printing on Lex. He's got his Lexo suit on, so he has the L logo right there. Even though I would prefer his, actual Lex logo, which is totally different from just putting an L on the suit. but it's a really good suit, and there's so much detailing and printing. There's like shadows on the suit itself, and it has like a metallic tint right here, right above his logo. And look at the leg printing. Oh my god. Taking a closer look at that. Wow. I mean, it looks really good. And then on the back, he's printing, he's like this, almost a spine brace, I guess. But this is a really cool Lex, and I think it's amazing that they put so much printing on one of the first non-Batman figures. And he obviously just has, like, you know, one of the, like, almost like a Bruce Wayne / Superman face. So nothing unique about that. But he also gets this really cool armor piece, which looks really good on him. But I think it would work really well with a Green Lantern figure. It's not that tight. It actually moves around a little bit, no matter how much force you put on the head. He also comes with this kryptonite piece, which we've seen before. It's pretty common. And he also comes with this stud shooter. Not the usual stud shooter, this is a bit different. I don't own this one, so I don't know when this was used last. But yeah, this is a really good figure. And this is what Lex looks like in a suit if you want to put him in a suit. Yeah, here's Lex in a suit in case you wanted to put him in a suit and just see what he looks like. And you know what? If you take off Superman's hair, put it on Lex, you have a Bruce Wayne. Isn't that great? It's like 3 figures in one. Here is the actual build for this set, and it's a Superman mech, which a lot of people argue doesn't make sense, but to me it does, because considering Lex has kryptonite, you know, Superman needs something to defend himself, so I think it makes sense that he has his own mech. But taking a look at this mech, it's actually really similar to the Wolverine mech that we got like 2 years ago. And I think it's a pretty basic set, but I'll take it, you know. Again, I've been saying this a lot, but, you know, it's a non-Batman set. But just taking a look at this mech, it's really good. It's a good build. I just wish you could cover the gray a little bit more. I'd rather have more red, blue, or yellow on it. But it's really good. We also have this really nice piece on the mech. It's this Superman logo piece. And I think that looks really good. And it just joins right there. I know a lot of people will be using this for any Superman mods in the future, customs in the future. And Superman sits into the mech. So just like this, you gotta bring his arms up. His cape can hang out if you'd like that, or it can go inside the cockpit. And then there we go. We have Superman just sitting in his mech. I think that looks pretty good, to be honest. I think it looks really nice. And I'm pretty happy about this cockpit piece. You know, the blue looks really good on there. But taking a look at the mech and its rotation, or its articulation, the hands can go up this much, but this shoulder padding can actually lift up, and you can move it up even more, so you can get into this almost flight pose. And then you can move this up and also get into a flight pose like this, so it almost sits like this. Obviously, you can't do that with him in the suit because, well, there's not enough space. And then the hands can go 360 all the way around. No hinge here. It's actually just one piece, which kind of looks weird because you can't unbend them, and I keep trying to unbend the leg and the arm. And then you also have the fingers. It's 4 fingers. It's these claw pieces. And then he gets 360 at the waist. The back, he has these thrusters, I guess you could say, to, you know, help him fly in a mech. And these are on like a I actually have, because there were a lot of extras in the set, but they're on this pipe piece that I think was introduced from Ninjago line. It's this red pipe piece, so it can just attach and it can swivel up and down. Got a lot more up. It gets a lot more up than down. And go up and down right here. I think the build for this is really cool because it has the yellow pin attachment, so it looks nice and it can rotate. And then you have the legs, which can go up this much, so not a lot, and then far back, not at all, to be honest. It's not much at all. And obviously no joint here, so you can't bend the knees, which again, to me, looks pretty weird because he's just in this forever bending knee pose. And then the foot can get up this much, down, or I don't know, up this much and up this much, I guess. And again, 360 swivel on this. And there's also this belt design on the Mech, which uses this gold piece and these two sloped yellow pieces for these three sides. And I think it looks pretty good, but it just kind of feels weird having the gold. I'd much rather them have, similar to the figure, given us just yellow, and then, you know, it could have just looked better. I think it just kind of looks weird with the yellow on. And also given him, like, a back belt as well. I don't know why they didn't do that, because it looks super weird and out of place that the yellow just stops. And a problem that I keep having when I'm posing this is the foot keeps coming off. It's so easy to break, or easy to take off. But I think the mech looks pretty good, and it's pretty good for what it is. Obviously, this isn't meant to be, you know, some 18+ set, so it is what it is. And I really quickly just wanted to compare this to the Wolverine mech that we got a few years ago. So here is the Wolverine mech. And the Wolverine mech has a lot more articulation and posability, but it also comes at the cost of it looking not as great, because there's a lot more visible gray. They both use the same cockpit piece, but they're connected differently. So this one has its own unique attachment right here, but Wolverine mech just kind of leaves him hanging like that, you know? And they also use similar build techniques for the feet, if you can actually notice that. The only difference is Wolverine has these two gray studs, and the Superman has this one piece, which I think looks much better. So yeah, I mean, they're pretty similar in terms of build. Again, the Wolverine belt looks actually much better because it goes all the way around, and then this one, you know, just kind of stops. But yeah, I mean, it's a good build. It is good for what it is, and I'm really happy that LEGO has been, you know, diving and using more of these unused characters, because they have such I mean, Marvel and DC, you know, they have lots of characters. I mean, we haven't even gotten anything except Batman and Superman in, like, LEGO DC. We hardly get a Justice League. We've gotten, what, like, 3-4 Justice League sets, tops. And it's always been, you know, Batman and Superman, which I'm not complaining. But, you know, I'd much rather have, like, a Flash set or a Wonder Woman set, something cool. And hopefully, you know, as I said before, with the DCU, they can, they're, you know, see again, the foot just snaps off, but they can create more of these sets. And yeah, I'm just really hopeful for the future of LEGO DC as it is. And thank you for watching this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one.